Kier, and I'm back with SacTown Movie Buffs, back with another edition. We'll be reviewing a new film today. Unfortunately, Jason's not going to be able to join us. He opted not to see this film, said it didn't look like it was up to his speed. So he's not going to do it. So it's just going to be me. And the film I'm referring to is Black Adam, which is now playing in theaters only. And I say, without further ado, I say, let's get into it. As you probably know, Black Adam is like the number one movie at the box office right now. Stars Dwayne the Rock Johnson. As basically, there's a lot of mythology involved in this one, and I'm not up on it. I mean, I know some of the DC characters. I don't know all the DC characters. They're just not as relevant or as known sometimes as the Marvel characters, unless you're really into comics and into superheroes and that sort of stuff. I'm not a huge superhero guy personally. I like superhero films; they're just not something that I don't gravitate to all the mythology and things of this nature. But supposedly he's like some ancient god that basically was given powers as like a champion or whatever, like back in like 300 BC or something of this nature. And basically he is kind of locked away basically for thousands of years, I guess, apparently. And so the film kind of flash forwards to like modern day, where he basically is essentially resurrected, I guess, if you will, and basically comes out and starts bringing basically by a woman and her son. And he basically, helps save the woman and the family and things of this nature. But I guess word gets back in the States about him. And so they send out this team of they're part of like the Justice League. I think they're called like the Justice Society or something of that nature. I've never seen these characters before, but they basically form like their own like super group. They're kind of like the B budget version of like the Justice League, of like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. They've got a whole different set of powers, mystical magic. They can fly and things of this nature. One of them can go super tall, kind of like Ant-Man in a way. So these guys basically found out about this guy. I guess they know who he is. They know kind of what he represents, and he's known as a villain. And so they basically hear that he's out like killing people because that's what Black Adam does. He's got like these superpowers. He's I guess theoretically as strong as Superman. He can fly. He's got all these special powers, and so they fly, I guess, out to this country that he's in to basically either beat him, stop him, defeat him, or essentially somehow detain him, I guess, if you will. And then the only way to really defeat him, because they don't really have as strong enough powers, is to make him say Shazam. And I guess that basically will remove all of his powers. The confusing part for me, though, is there actually is a Shazam movie. And like I said, it gets into all the mythology and things of this nature. So I'm not as up or as versed on what all that means because, this guy basically was created by the gods, same as Shazam. And so I guess their powers are kind of similar, Black Adam's and Shazam's. And I don't know the distinction between the two, but they both come from the same gods. If you watch the original Shazam movie, there's an old like black guy with like gray dreads or whatever that gives Shazam the powers. Well, this guy is also involved in this as well. And so I don't know quite the distinction of that. Maybe you guys at home know a little more than I do, but I'm not really for sure how all they tie in. But in the event, Shazam gives him powers as well. And then obviously there's some other threats that are involved in the movie as well. I don't want to get into spoiler territory or anything of that nature. But the general gist is he's like a new superhero, anti-superhero, I guess, if you will, because he's not really a good guy and he's not really a bad guy because he does kill people, unlike Superman and things of this nature. And Batman, they try not to kill people, they try to arrest people, whereas he'll just rip guys in half if he has to. Like there's the tagline is superheroes don't kill people, and he says basically I do, and he does. So that's essentially what it's about. Long story short, I liked it. I've always been more, and Jason's this way as well. I've always been more of a DC fan. I just find the films to be a little bit more darker, edgier. They're not as like goody in general, like a lot of the superheroes. Yeah, that a lot of them don't kill anybody, but you think of Batman, you think of really, really dark. You know, you think of, you know, some of the other superheroes are super dark. You know, Birds of Prey, more of a darker film and things of this nature. So, you know, I just kind of like that darkness, edginess that some of the DC characters bring. Granted, they're not always as popular as, you know, Marvel. They just don't have the movies, and if I'm being 100% honest, their movies aren't usually as good. This one's not bad. It's nothing great. You're not gonna. I wouldn't say it's amazing or anything of that nature. I know the critics didn't give it very good reviews, but audiences are loving it. It's got like a 90%, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes with viewers or audiences at home. It's a good, you know, fun popcorn flick. It's got enough action to keep you entertained. It's got an interesting story, and you'll definitely want to stay for the end because there is a surprise at the end. Most people are probably aware of what the surprise is now because there's been a big announcement about upcoming movies and developments and things of this nature. But if you don't know, definitely make sure you stay for the end credits. Fortunately, you don't have to. I don't think you have to wait to the all the way in credits. It's like, you know, the house lights will still be off if you watch it in theaters, and you'll be able to find out what happens and kind of how he's tied into the Justice League world and that sort of stuff. So I'm going to give this one 3 stars out of 5. So that's just a smile, no teeth in this case. But yeah, definitely one that I enjoyed, and it's like I said, a great popcorn flick. You know, if you're just looking to be entertained for 2 hours, this is definitely a popcorn flick that you can do it. So yeah, definitely curious to see where they go with this character, as well as all of the DC characters that you know, have projects coming out. But let me know down in the comments, have you seen Black Adam? Did you like it? Did you not like it? As always, if you like our content, we ask that you like, subscribe, follow, hit those bell notifications, and we'll be back again soon with some more shows for you. We thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.